Okay guys, so in this video we will talk about how to create a virtual machine skill set VMSS in Azure. So VMSS is something like which is you can say that used for auto scaling in in Azure. Whenever we are talking about VMSS, so it is virtual machine skill set. Now the benefit is that you can use it as a auto scaling. Okay. So create a virtual machine skill set to deploy and manage load balancer set of identical Windows or Linux machine. Right? Use auto scale to automatically scale virtual machine resources in and out. So let's try to create it and let's see how it works. Okay, so now again like subscription is free trial, right? And you create a resource group. So I already have this resource group US East resource. Virtual machine skill set is test VMSS. Region is East US. Zone, let's select like you want to distribute the machine into two zones, or maybe like for demo purpose I can show you for three. Orchestration mode is a skill set has a skill set model that defines the attribute of virtual machine instances, like what would be your size, number of data disk, etc. As the number of instances in the skill set changes, new instances are added based on the skill set model. Okay, so whatever the configuration you are setting up. So it is kind of AMI like which you say in AWS. Okay. So orchestration mode is flexible, achieve high availability at scale with identical of multiple virtual machine type. You can go up to 1000 machines by the way. A uniform optimized for large scale stateless workload with identical instances. Okay, so the difference is like one is flexible, achieve high availability at scale with identical or multiple virtual machine. Okay, keep it uniform, optimize for large scale stateless workloads with identical instances. So all the instances would be same here. Again, like security time, you can go by default the other things. Okay. Let's choose. Red Hat is not available under free trial, so I'll choose Ubuntu only. Okay. And go with B1S again. Key I can use now the existing key. Okay. And key we have this one US East resources, right? So I can Ubuntu Linux, right? So I can use this one. Okay. Next. Export instances we don't need, right? So that is fine. Disk, I want like 30 GB. If you want to create additional disk, you can attach additional disk as well. Okay. So like I can put it test VM D drive. Okay. Source type is size. We can change it, and I can choose like P1 key platform manage key, and that is encryption key, so that is fine. Another thing which need to manage is if you want to change the disk size, 4 GB. If you want to change the size is available size. Okay, custom size you can define like so 6 GB I can define. Okay, performance tier you can choose like There are different performance tier you want. Okay, okay. So this way you can add additional disk as well. User manage disk, and ephemeral OS storage is instance store, like which is by default there, right? So that is fine. It is not there. Next important part is networking. So if you want to keep your servers under network, okay, so you can keep it under network. You can create new network or you can use the default one. So I'll choose the default one. Load balancer option is like you can put it behind the load balancer. If you want to put it behind application load balancer, go for application gateway. Otherwise you can use Azure load balancer. There is no load balancer, so you need to create a load balancer here. So I'll create a load balancer quickly here. Azure load balancer. Okay. IP. So I want to make it available for all. So I put it public, right? TCP protocol, that is fine. Load balancer rule, inbound net gateway rule. Okay, so port 80 I am allowing. So here you can define like what would be your incoming port and what would be your backend port. Backend port would be your server port, right? Inbound net rule will forward incoming traffic sent to selected IP address and port combination to a specific virtual machine. So this is you can go with the default. So that is fine. Initial instance count is we are putting 2 right now. You can define like what you want. Scaling policy. So here it's the auto scaling come into picture. So how many instances you can go? You can go up to 1000. Maximum limit is up to 1000. What the CPU value you want to keep? Duration in minutes, right? CPU threshold value 75%. Number of instances increased by 1. Okay. Scale in when load is below 25%. Okay. Number of instances decreased by 1. Predictive auto scaling is like it will take automatically. Okay. So this is fine. Scale in policy, this is fine, right? Upgrade mode. How to upgrade the servers? Okay. So management, if you go, manual existing instance must manually upgrade. Okay. So how you want to upgrade? Set the upgrade policy to determine how VM instances are brought up to date with the latest skill set model. Okay. So it could be manual, it could be automatic. Instances will start upgrading immediately in random order. So that is not a good option, right? So we'll choose manual. Existing instance must be manually upgraded. Rolling out in batches and optional posts, so that is fine. Boot diagnostic is something monitoring, right? And enable with managed store account. So you want to keep the log actually. So recommended is the manage one which you are use. So you are not creating a separate manage account. You are using the default manage store account. That is fine. If you want to use your one, so you can use your custom one as well. Okay, so this is fine. Log in with Azure AD. So we right now don't have any AD. So right now we are disabling this option. So I'm just giving you go through with this, like what are the options available actually. Yeah, if you want to get the notification, you can get the notification. Okay. Application health monitoring you can do. So it would be like instance is application is up or not. So it will check like how it is going on. So automatic repair policy is also available, like how to fix it if there is some issues appear. So you need to check like what are the options available. So we don't need right now for this. So I'll go further. Advanced allocation policy is fine. So enable scaling beyond 100 instances. We don't need actually this one, right? So we have set up it 5. Force strictly even balance across zone you want to set up, you can do that. You want to put some custom data, you can put there. Okay. Tags, you want to put some tags there, you can do. All the tags would apply on load balancer, network interface, network security group, public IP address, storage account, virtual machine extension, virtual machine skill set, virtual network. Okay. So we are good now. We are good to review and create. So our virtual skill set would be ready in a while. So here you can see like our validation got passed. So we are good for creation now. Okay. So it validate the things like whatever the configuration you have done. So I'm creating a resource. Couple of resources will be there. Okay. Zone would be 1, 2, 3. It will distribute the machine into 2 zones. Okay. So we are good to create. Let me create it. It will take some time because couple of machine will get created. Okay. But meanwhile we can see like how virtual machines is working. And it is good practice like whatever whenever you are doing anything, just ensure like you delete the resources or at least stop the resources. So last time I created one Ubuntu machine and I stopped it. Okay. So here you can see like resources are started getting created.